It's your boy Matt Mula, aka Mr. Mula, back with another video. What y'all on? How everybody doing? The summer is touring in. It's almost September, fall. I'm getting these videos out today because I'm be over there on the gaming channel. You feel? I'm be on the gaming channel today because 2K dropping. I'm going crazy today, homie. We got a few more hours left, homie. Do your homework, homie. But today's video is about Streamer University. What is it, 30 to 60 days later? Let's see who took off, who didn't do nothing.
Yo, bro, what I don't want to hear is 8 months from now when Kai's booting up his next Stream University. Damn, man, all the people from this Stream University didn't take it seriously. You got the opportunity to come here. Do you know how rare this is? You are on one of the coolest events ever hosted in streaming history, and you're giving it your all while you're here. And then you're gonna go home, and the expectation is you're gonna continue to give it your all. The expectation is you're gonna continue. When people get done training with lethal shooter, the expectation is they're gonna perform after that, because he's a professional. Right. He takes his job seriously. So I need y'all to really take this seriously.
The biggest streaming event of the year, Stream University, ended just 30 days ago. And based off of all the views, all the clips, all the moments that came out of it, I think a lot of people would say that it is a resounding success. But there's another metric of success that's out there that people have been asking. What happened to the creators? Are they being successful in finding viewership? Are they building their own content creation lives? Or are they just another extra in Kai Cenat's show? Because according to one of its own students during the actual event, that's the case.
The way SU works is there's big streamers, there's middle streamers, there's small streamers, and you want to know what happens? I'm sure you can see already the big streamers click together.
Yes, of course. I said that was going to happen before even the first ever Streamer University, I don't know what it's called, a season, motherfucker? Semester, whatever. I said that was going to happen because you got to think about it like this. I think Kai Cenat, and this is just what I think could really improve it. I think Kai Cenat should do something that incentivizes the big streamers to work with the smaller or the medium-sized streamers. Because the big streamers don't really have anything to benefit from the smaller streamers. If you have, excuse me, I'm drinking coffee, so I'm burping. But if you got a bunch of streamers with millions of subscribers, if you got, let's say it's 30 of those guys, right? They would benefit, they would make more money, they would get more clips, they would get more clout, they would have more success collaborating with the other big streamers. And then the small streamers will most likely get shunned. Because we gotta be honest now, when you talking about basketball, rapping, streaming, it's always egos involved. So some of those big streamers are gonna look at the small streamers like, get the fuck, you trying to talk to me, nigga? You can't talk to me. Stupid. You dumb. You can't talk to me. Nigga, you got to have at least 1 million followers to talk to me. Like, that's the attitude of a lot of people. And then you got some people that's cool. But even the cool people, it's not beneficial to them to really be sitting here with the smaller streamers for 2, 3, 4 hours when I can go do that with the big streamer and get all the clips in the world. Make all the money in the world. Because if I'm DDG, for example, if I go over here with Phantom, it's going to be 50,000 people in my chat. But if I go over here with this small streamer, don't nobody know, it's going to be 8,000 people. They're going to leave my chat and go over there. You know what I'm saying? So I think Kai should do something to where it's like, it's incentivized to get the smaller streamers involved. That's just my opinion.
The streamers try to figure out where they can go. The small streamers try to figure out where they can go. And they can't go anywhere. They're expected to just stick around the big creators and be the supporters and the people clapping in the back to make the big people be bigger. And then we're just supposed to be the background characters. The background dancer to the big characters. And that's okay. That's just how it works.
If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way for the channel. We're on the race for 190. I've lowered the goal. It's 190 now. Be there or be square. Now, back to the video. With over 120 streamers being added into the zeitgeist and culture of streaming and over 6,000 channels covering Stream University, I think it's safe to say that this was the biggest, and I do mean biggest, opportunity for a new and up-and-coming star to be put onto the scene in a major way. But simultaneously, there was a lot of questioning and concern about if this was real opportunity or if these people were used as extras for the content that Kai Cenat.
I told y'all what it was. Listen, y'all, YouTube and Meta might owe you up to $1,000 if you or your child grew up on social media. If you or your child spent years growing up on social media and experienced serious mental health issues, You should hear this. Recently, a jury just ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They know that their apps can cause anxiety, depression, or body image issues, but they never shared those risks with us. They never made us sign anything that we knew the risk. They just maximized their profits. And the recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those decisions. But you better not worry. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm that they have caused. Click the link in my bio to take a very short questionnaire quiz, because you might be entitled to a potential recovery of over $1,000. No, people were used for extras, bro. And that just is what it is. Y'all gotta stop going to that shit if you not on a certain level. Because again, who do we know? And I could be wrong. I'm just asking a question. Who do we know that was pretty much unknown when Streamer University started, went to Streamer University, and now has a huge audience and a huge platform? You got to understand that Castanet, just like when they was doing the in-person auditions, all his friends skipped the line. The first year he had it. He had y'all apply and do all that shit, and half of the students was his friends. Then he brung all his friends back, got a new, you feel what I'm saying? Then he got more of his friends, brought the old friends from the first semester, brought them back. Y'all got to understand that, you know, it's nothing but could have been records, bro. This is nothing but it's y'all are there for the content. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are there for the content. Y'all are extras, and you got to understand that. And it's okay to be an extra. Sometimes you got to play your role too. Sometimes you got to come off the bench for a few years before you get a starting role. You feel me? Like SGA was off the bench for a minute. Now he the MVP. Jalen Brunson was the second round pick coming off the bench. Now he finals MVP. You feel me? So sometimes you got to play your role like that. But if that's not something you want to do, stop going to Streaming You, gang. Because he's going to always orchestrate it to put his people on first, as anybody else would.
And his friends were creating. Now, I've already addressed the streamer Aisha and her thought process on the whole thing and how she took Streamer University, so I'm not going to rehash that. Please check out the previous video that I posted if you want to get into the full details of that. But she posed a question in the thought process that a lot of people have had about this event dating back to its origins. And maybe there's some validity to the thought process of it all. Again, there was 120 streamers, thousands of channels viewing this content or creating some sort of content about it, 56 million hours of watch time. And I think it peaked at 1.45 million live viewers watching the event.
You know, I would have thought it was way more. I wonder how many people watched all of it together. 1.45 million peak viewers is a lot, but I thought it would. In my head, I'm like, it was way bigger than that.
It peaked at 1.45 million live viewers watching the event unfold. So that doesn't mean that each and every streamer got this attention or eyeballs individually. You got to think the biggest names like Kai, Ron, Marlon, Suburb Baby got the bulk of these viewers. And this meant that smaller streamers were jockeying for attention, or they would be at risk of disappearing into the void of the Streamer University as a whole, especially once they left the university. Streamer teacher Ludwig kind of warned some of the students about this exact same phenomenon that would happen to them.
It is inevitable. Do we all agree with this? Does this kind of make sense? Yeah. Yes, we were at Streamer U. Kai Cenat went live. He ended. 500,000 people had to scatter somewhere. They went to the category. You were in the category. Right. Okay? You were at the party. You were at the basketball game. Whatever it is. Okay? These are exactly how it's going to look. If you prepare yourself, it won't hurt as much. It won't feel as bad because you'll know what's coming. 40%.
He said get ready for the fall.
Okay. That is the median Streamer U student from 2025. How many viewers they lost? They lost 40% of their viewers the week after Streamer U.
Damn.
The week after, okay?
Damn.
87% of the people from last year never hit their peak CCV that they hit at Streamer U again.
Yeah.
They never hit it again. That's 87%.
87% of the people never hit that peak that they did at Streamer University. And so that's one thing I can also say about Streamer U that I'm not going to say is necessarily a problem. It's more like a personal problem, because let me show you what I mean. So you go to YouTube, if y'all, this is just the first song on the top of my head that I could think of, Bedrock, okay? The room is a G-spot. I can make your bed right, girl. Okay. Now, we all know Lil Wayne. We all know Nicki Minaj. Who the fuck is this?
Thieves, steal your love and leave.
Who is that? Do you know who the fuck this is? We don't know. Now, he's on here singing a song on this song. He got 400 million views on a YouTube video. You know what I mean? But we don't know who the fuck this guy is. We know it. We probably even know his verse. I like the way you're walking when you're walking my way. I know that. I know that verse. But we came here for... Who the fuck is this guy? Who is that? Oh, what's happened to my camera, gang? What the fuck? You doing this weird ass shit. No time for that. All right. But yeah, we don't know who these people are, bro. So I think that's kind of how it is with Streamer U. It's like, okay, yeah, it's like you featured on a song with Drake. But Drake is Drake. So you might get all the followers, but as soon as that song fizzles out the radio and it's Drake come out with a new song with a new nigga, ain't nobody listening to that shit no more. That's why I don't even personally think a small streamer should go. Me personally, I think you should build it up yourself. If you don't got at least 100,000 on Twitch, if you ain't got 100,000 on YouTube and Twitch at least, and damn near Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram, if you ain't got at least 100,000 on all of them, to where you got your own fan base, you got your own clientele, your own customer base, you got your own people that you could, with or without Streamer U, you still gonna make your bread, then you could go. If not, I don't think you should go. If you got 40, 50 viewers and 12 viewers, I don't think you should. I think it'll be more of a waste of time than anything for most people.
Okay? And this is a stat that's probably the saddest to read out. 10% never went live again.
And that fall off definitely happened. Most of the streamers who went to Streamer University didn't maintain the outrageous numbers that they had while on the campus. It was a moment. It was a time for injecting viewership onto these people, but not an automatic, long-lasting thing. So streamer Aisha was right about one part of her long, and I do mean long, monologue about the whole thing. Being accepted into Streamer University didn't automatically stop a small streamer from becoming an extra. But temporary viewership and a little extra camera time isn't the only way to judge if Streamer U was helpful or not. I think the better question is what happens once this event ends and the temporary boost of being around or connected to Streamer University disappears. Because this is a very underrated part. Just because the viewership left upon graduation doesn't mean that the relationships left as well. The sad but real reality is that most of the
what people have to understand is a lot of times these relationships are based off of the viewership, bro. Because just being real, nigga, I don't know you like that. Okay, we met at Streamer U. So the fuck what? If you not getting a certain amount of viewers, or if you not getting a certain amount of views per month, or whatever the metric is, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to collab with you. That's how the content entertainment world in general works. If you don't have anything to benefit for them, they don't want to fuck with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Which is just human nature. There's nothing really wrong with it, but it's the truth. You have to understand that. So if you go to Streamer U and you blow up and then you leave Streamer U and you fall off, a lot of times those relationships fall off with your fall off.
These people did not maintain their viewership coming from Streamer University. It's not that it's a crazy thing, but the Super Bowl has bigger views than the regular season. The NBA Finals has bigger views than the regular season. That's just how things work. But what they did maintain throughout the course of leaving Streamer University and for the foreseeable future is the relationships that they built with the other small, medium, or even large creators that they built connections with while on campus. And I'd even argue that that's more powerful because the new relationships can introduce you to a new audience and make you more of a mainstay as opposed to a flash in the pan.
Well, Pudgy, you know, a setup is nothing without the main component. I know you've been needing one, and so I got you a PC.
Yes! That's what's up.
Yeah, you can play games and shit on here, you know, you can play all types of, you know, do your desktops, reacts, and things of that nature.
The way that Pudgy has popped onto the scene and popped into our hearts by taking those relationships from Streamer University and turn those into continuous collaborations with bigger names has been phenomenal. Not saying that he wouldn't have been successful all on his own, but I think that we see, just like the other larger creators see, that there's something special in this kid and it needs to be seen. But even people who are already established creators made bigger connections with other established creators. The relationship between Dub and Jason the Ween has been something that has turned from a working one to an actual friendship.
I think Kai understanding that all I was missing in my content creation is collabs. Man, I met some of the best people ever. I never laughed, never had that much time with other than these niggas that I live with. Gang, I found a friend inside of Jason. My nigga Jason Ween, right? That is one of the, I found a friend in that nigga, chat.
That's cool.
I found a friend in that nigga. I text that nigga already, bro. Like Jason, I would have never thought in 900 million years I would have been cool with Jason.
And it's not just smaller creators connecting with bigger ones. It's also bigger creators connecting with smaller ones. I know you think that that's the same thing, but I think it's
the thing with Dub is not really, that's not really a smaller streamer, bro, because he has 1 million subscribers on YouTube. He has hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. His brother is DDG. So it's like it's easier to connect with somebody when they're a familiar face, right? If you go to a party and you see a nigga who you was dancing with some hoes at the last party you was at, even if you don't know this nigga now, oh yeah, what's up, bro? I remember you, yeah, now it's cool. Now your guard is down. Now his guard is down. Now y'all might kick it again. Now y'all friendship might bomb. But if you go to the party and you ain't never seen this, or you go to a party and you see this nigga around school sometime, oh, what's up, nigga? Or you always see him at the parties, oh, what's up, nigga? It's different than when you go to a party and it's some nigga you ain't never seen before. Don't nobody in this motherfucker, nobody in the party know him at all. That's how a real small streamer is at Streamer U. Nobody in the party know him. So now it's going to be harder for him to establish those genuine connections and relationships with other people, especially if they are bigger as a content creator than he is. So a lot of times you probably end up, your best bet would be for smaller creators would probably click up and be friends and get close and share shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like Jason, I would have never thought in 900 million years I would have been cool with Jason.
And it's not just smaller creators connecting with bigger ones. It's also bigger creators connecting with smaller ones. I know you think that that's the same thing, but I think it's a difference between like a smaller creator finding an infatuation or some sort of companionship with somebody bigger and the ways that bigger streamers can connect with the smaller ones. For example, streamer J-Shock was such a shining moment for streamer Lacey in their time at Streamer University. Streamer Lacey decided that he was going to give back to him, pour into him because he saw that there was something there. He decided to gift him a new PC setup so that he can, create more content. And we know how important that is with the price of RAM these days.
No, for real, nigga.
You showed me your setup and you had a laptop that you stream off of.
Yeah.
So I got you a brand new PC.
Yeah.
So you can keep streaming. You can. Where you going, Jason?
I'm gonna go cry.
Why?
Bro, no.
Yes.
I ain't like W.
Bro, Jason, you were a big part of my Streamer U, dude. I hung out with you. We had deep talks at night. We had a lot of fun. And you're streaming off a laptop, bro.
Dude, why? Lacey, why, bro?
Because you deserve it.
None of these people became immediate superstars off of just attending Streamer University.
Right, no,
but the connections that they built will last them for a lifetime. Streaming, TikToking, YouTubing, whatever it is. The access that they are granted to different audiences and to different groups is what makes this thing so special and what will grow them to different heights. That's how Streamer University helps some of these creators. People being put into positions in which they can build genuine connections through laughter, through camaraderie, through just being a pure fun and good time. But this is where I think a lot of people really made the mistake. They assumed that the stage was the end all be all. Hey, once I am here, this will bring the eyes to me. It's not about, creating these connections. Hell, I might even go about sacrificing some of these connections in the future because I need the clip right now. This is where I think people like the Mighty BA or Paybay took the opposite approach in all of it. Instead of building a connection, they decided that clip farming was the way to go. Engagement was the actual metric that they needed. It doesn't matter how it comes off. So ultimately they went for, the view and the clip instead of the relationship.
Please.
Yeah, this was crazy.
Give me a listen. Get out.
What the fuck is my life?
I need it. Get out. The fuck out.
Stop.
Wait.
Stop.
Hey, really?
Ow, fuck.
Yeah, really.
I want you to keep going. No.
You fucked. See, bro.
I would have smacked the man. Y'all niggas is better than me, boy. I ain't. Hey, man. We gotta take a fucking break after that. I ain't never seen that clip, gang. What in the fuck, man? Suburb, I ain't gonna lie, boy. You would have been, you wouldn't have got no, on bro grave, nigga. You wouldn't, with nobody, I wouldn't have said nothing to you, gang. On bro, nigga. I'm telling you right now, nigga. I wouldn't have had no problem with you just cocking back and smacking 5 out. I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. That was just crazy.
Pokemon? Yeah, I love Pokemon. Bro, hold on. No. Bro, I gotta. Hey, look. I even know this shit. Watch this. Oh my god, watch this. Chow fucked. Watch this. You know what I do? Boom, boom. Ooh. Yo! That's an SIR! That's a big hit! No, you're bending it! What are you doing? What did I do? Why would you bend this card? You can't hit this card, it's impossible to hit! Sorry.
Now, for what it's worth, it made them both major talking points during the event. But as we're sitting here today, it didn't make them reoccurring talking points. Right. It just flashes in the pan, something that people could warn content creators about, scold them about, et cetera, et cetera. And most importantly, it scorned any chance of a relationship in the future for another content creator to say, hey, I want to work with you. I really see something special in you, and I want to collaborate with you. They got their 15 seconds of fame while other content creators were building relationships that would last them for years. So while Streamer University could give you the access to the different creators that are known to people, are unknown to people, but could make for viral moments, ultimately it cannot force you to be consistent and maintain or build relationships with these people that will carry you for the longer than the 5 days that you were there. And those continued relationships, in my opinion, may be the biggest difference between the class that we saw in 2025 and the class that we see in 2026. Streamer University already ran this experiment in 2025. The first event generated more than 27 million hours watched and reached over 719,000 peak concurrent viewers. It also produced some individual success stories. Rakai has become a household name at this point. Ray has become a staple in the streaming community. And Tota remained relevant enough for all three of these guys to come back as Streamer University.
That nigga Rakai look young as hell right here. I don't know if it's his hair. He looked like he like 13.
Relevant enough for all three of these guys to come back as Streamer University 2026 alumni. But what I will say is beyond the individual names, the 2025 class is not known for the collaborations and networking beyond the event. It's not the same active creator network that we're seeing for the class of 2026. And that's what I believe makes it so different. The streamers for 2026 continue to act as though it was a continued network of people even after leaving the campus. You can see that with streamer Lacey, who has collaborated with 15 plus streamers post Streamer University.
Is me, J-Shock, Nick Nayarsina, Raw Dog Moon, Jason Naween, Juicy Jacob, Yusuf, Pilot, random kid snuck his way in, Jimena, Pascal, Tatum, Aisha Sophie.
I fuck with Lacey though. Lacey seemed like a super real, just genuine cool dude. Outside of him playing Zesty sometime, I can't get jiggy with that.
J-Shock's bringing 2 girls that he met last night at a party.
And he sound like he got like the perfect voice for streaming. Pause, no homo at all, but I don't know how to. I can't even try to do it. But he got like the perfect voice for streaming. It's crazy.
Missing. Silky's coming. I texted Silky this morning. Like Silky's gonna spark up and pull up. But yeah, there's like 20 people that are gonna be pulling up now. Some people from Streamer U, some people not from Streamer U.
You're seeing collaborations with Jason the Ween, Dub, and Pudgy. You're seeing Blackboy Max continue the relationship that he built with his roommate Wardrobe and Sky Jackson in some streams that they did together. And multiple streamers appeared on the MVP of Streamer University Suburb Baby sleepover stream. These are no longer isolated streams. The relationships are starting to have a lot of overlap now. And the trickle-down effects of that are real. Now, Pudgy knows Agent. Agent introduces Pudgy to his audience. Agent's audience goes and views Pudgy when Agent is Agent.
Agent lining is fucked. He need to go to Turkey. I ain't gonna lie, bro gotta go to Turkey. And it's not even like no problem. But some nigga just got shit. I'm not ashamed of taking that trip to Turkey. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, gang. If I gotta take it, I gotta take it. Or this shit getting cut off.
Agent introduces Pudgy to his audience. Agent's audience goes and views Pudgy when Agent isn't streaming. And hell, even some of them decide to build a connection with Pudgy greater than just the agent of it all. Every opportunity that these new creators get to collaborate with people creates the moment to reach a new audience, create new trust in these people, put themselves in front of potential brand deals, sponsors that didn't know that they existed, but now that they're with a new creator, they can see them, improve as entertainers, build a relationship, receive another invitation invitation, and then the cycle just starts all over again. Normally, a small streamer asking Jason the Ween or Lacey for a collaboration is just a stranger's voice that kind of goes unheard in the void. But Streamer University gave these people the opportunity to build something bigger than that. Dub and Jason the Ween are actually friends. They're no longer strangers. J-Shock has become someone that Lacey wants around. And I'm not gonna lie, every time I click on Twitch, somebody's wanting Pudgy and Wardrobe to be in their vicinity. That makes the next opportunity easier to create. This is why I feel as though the 2026 class has a better shot of making it than the 2025 class.
I do
does.
too.
The 2025 students largely had one moment to create a bigger and broader audience.
But it also seemed like, I don't know if Kai did that the first time, but I know I watched the behind the scenes of the Streamer U this year. It seemed like Kai was a lot more intentional about who was roommates, you know, what was going on campus, stuff like that. So I think naturally, you know, it's going to continue to get better and better, just like anything. You know what I'm saying? Like basketball players now, a lot of them are better than overall than they were in the 60s and the 50s, and it's just going to always keep evolving. Medical is better. Everything is just get better as time goes. It's just, it kind of is what it is. So I think that has something to do with it too.
They had one shot to convert the Streamer University audience to their audience. And based off of Ludwig's stats, that doesn't seem as though it was the most successful endeavor. But the 2026 class is repeatedly using their network to continuously create moments and opportunity to convert an audience. And we know that people need multiple times to see something in order for them to commit to something. I think it's a really smart idea. Now, there is still some hidden limitation in it of it all. Collaboration doesn't equal discovery. Just because Agent introduces Pudgy to his audience doesn't mean that people will go over and watch his content, let alone stay for the long haul. Jason can introduce Dub to his audience. Lacey can introduce J-Sock to his audience. But that doesn't mean that they don't have to go on and create some sort of content that is worth watching while they are away from the collaboration. Their content still matters. Their personality still matters. Their creativity still matters. But what I can say is that every time they do get this collaboration, every time they do get this opportunity, it just gives them one more boosted shot to get it right. I think that 2025 is remembered through the few individuals that survived the fall off, but 2026 will be remembered as the class that came together and continued to hold each other up while everybody figures it out. So did Streamer University actually help its creators? Maybe that streamer Aisha was right about a few things, I guess. There were smaller streamers that did just become background characters in a bigger streamers event. There were just too many creators out there for everybody to get all of the views in an equal distribution. But over 30 days later, I do think that Streamer University's success is easier to see through the collaboration and the network that the creators built while being on campus. What remained after is what we should be talking about.
I mean, I get what he's saying. Don't get me wrong. I agree with it, but at the same time, on the other end, I don't really see much of like. It's not one of the, like I tell people, gang. Like I said, if you don't have a fan base or you don't have a some type of like following, or you haven't built your own following, I would suggest not even attending Streamer University until you have at least a fan base. Because if you have let's say you have a fan base of 100,000 people, for example, and you usually have an average of 1,000 viewers on your Twitch, or you have an average of 10,000 views every time you drop a YouTube video, something like that, right? Now when you go to Streamer U and you're there's 1,000 people that's in your chat already. So now when you at Streamer U and it's 1,000 people that's in your chat already because they just love you and you already got your following, you already got your fan base. Now, while those 1,000 people are there, everybody else who's in the Streamer University category, when they look at you and you got 1,000 people, they're more likely to click on you than if you got 5 or 10 viewers. You see what I'm saying? Because you got your own base. Plus, you got those 1,000 people that's gonna come and they gonna be excited that you in Streamer U. They gonna watch everything you got going on now, and that's gonna help you be discovered by other people. If you just come to Streamer University and you got 5 live viewers, don't nobody know who the fuck you is, not one single other student, nobody on campus, it's gonna be hard because it's kind of like the cool kids versus the new kid. The new kid usually the new kid is not welcomed around the cool kids. The new kid is not welcome to the cool kids lunch table or the cool kids club at school or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? And so because I still don't, even the dude Pudgy, I've seen Pudgy before. You know what I mean? I've seen him before Streamer University. Dub, everybody knows Dubs. People might not watch him as much as maybe they should, but everybody knows Dub. So it's not really like a smaller streamer and a big streamer. I mean, yeah, Jason got more Twitch motion than Dub did at the time, but it's still DDG's brother is Dub. I'm sure they've been around each other before. I'm sure they've met. I'm sure they've shook hands. I'm sure they've been in the same rooms. You get what I'm saying? So I didn't hear in this video, I didn't hear somebody who was completely unknown before, because even Wardrobe, from my understanding, was somebody like people knew Wardrobe. People knew Sky Jackson. People knew Blackboy Max. People knew these people already. So I don't think it's, I don't see where like somebody who, like I said, was unknown, had one fucking live viewer, they came to Streaming University, now everybody knows them. So that's just how I look at it. And I think that's the reason for that is because it's like you come into a group project with no work to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? And then if you end up getting in Streaming University and you don't have your own motion, I think it's important for you to get your own motion there. I don't think you should be going around trying to collab with the big streamers and stuff like that, because you don't even really want to get put on by a big streamer, because a lot of times it don't work. It don't work. A lot of times it just doesn't work, bro. The NPC Miles Morales, he was in Castanat streams. He was with Kevin Hart and Drewski and Castanat, and he on this fucking TikTok complaining about losing viewers and shit, because you have to build your own audience and you have to build it slowly. You can't try to take the elevator no, you have to take the stairs, bro. You have to walk and get tired and stop and take a break and drink water. You have to take the stairs to success. You can't take the elevator. You know, so I think it's best if you do get in streaming. Like if I was a nigga who had 5 live viewers, or I was a nigga that nobody knew, I had 100 followers on Instagram type shit, and I got in Streamer U, I'm going to go collab with 5 to 10 other small streamers, and we going to off stream, we going to cook some ideas up, and we going to do some content. And I ain't talking about just go outside and splash water on each other. I'm talking about some real creative, good content. And then we going to pay the fuck out of some clippers to clip this shit up so that we can get known, we can get some attention, and we can get some success from it. Versus trying to go and be around these big streamers. Because if you do that, if you come at it with that strategy and you doing it with the other small streamers, and then you get your clips and the clips start kind of blowing up a little bit, then maybe Castanat or somebody else on campus would see that, and now they want to collaborate with you. But you have to make yourself that. You can't expect to come to Streaming University, all these people already rich, they already millionaires, you know what I'm saying? They already clouded up, they already popping, they already got motion. You can't really expect them to stop what they doing and go fuck with you when there's much more benefit for them to fuck with each other. You feel me? You know, that just kind of like how shit go, though.
I'm talking about the Wardrobe. I'm talking about the J-Shocks. I'm talking about the Dubs of the world. Dozens, and I do mean dozens of creators are still existing and thriving because they've decided to reach out, literally grab each other and prop each other up and say, hey, I'm gonna help you, you're gonna help me. We're gonna build a great relationship together because I thoroughly enjoy you, you thoroughly enjoy me, the audience responds to you great, and we're just having a great time. And instead of these guys focusing while on campus about the clip of it all, the moment of it all, going viral, they decided that they were going to focus on the after. Unlike creators like the Mighty BA and Paybay, who decided to focus on the now and wanted to go for the viral moment. They said, forget the after. What about today?
Bro,
so if you ask me,
I would have slapped it. It would have just been a reflex. Anybody, like, did you spit in my face?
And wanted to go for the
what the hell?
Viral.
Like, that's spit, bro. That's not funny. I don't know. This shit just weird.